Okay, y'all, this one is coming in hot, and I'm literally not necessarily flying by the seat of my pants, but oh boy, here we go. This is something I am fighting, arguing, pushing, pick a word, all the things right now and have been, and I don't think I'm the only one that's having this problem, issue, or challenge. This is what it looks like. I have tried for so many years now to do things in the online space, whether it's blogging or video or using Pinterest or selling products online, whatever it is. I have been out there and tried and done and worked toward quite a bit of it. And I have not succeeded, as in I have not built a sizable audience that takes my content or wants to purchase my product. I have not gotten millions of views on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. None of these things have happened at all. And that is my past. This looks like failure. This looks like, why try? Why even bother? Why even go in there? Because it has not worked in the past. Why do you keep beating your head against a brick wall? Do you hear all that negativity? Do you hear all of that not encouraging, not happy, not joy? Yeah, me too. Of course, the very next thing that comes up is, this isn't going to happen. You're never going to get there. These things, this isn't going to be an issue. This isn't going to be anything that you succeed at. So why are you still trying? Your future is not what you think it is. That is just a figment of your imagination. Do you hear all of that negativity? So what I'm talking about and what I'm looking at literally is my past, where I haven't succeeded, and my future, where I'm not going to succeed. Now, that causes two separate issues. That causes the past to come up. That causes or allows the enemy to bring the past up to me and go, you didn't do it. It didn't work. It's not happening. And he torments me with this. But then at the same time, immediately going to, well, it's not going to happen. You're never going to get there. And that is the future. So then it causes a fear of the future. So I am simultaneously sitting in tormented by the past, caused fear from the future, of the future, by the future, seeing the future, all of this. And I know darn good and well, God says he knows the plans he has for me, and they are for good and to give me a hope and a future. Okay, let me break this down for you. We don't fear the past because we already know what's happened. We already have it in minute detail. But it torments us. The enemy uses it to torment us. And that, of course, goes back with thoughts and beliefs and all of that stuff. But then we fear the future because we don't know what will happen. Oh my gosh, what if it's this and what if it's that? And how is this going to happen? And again, it goes to belief and thought patterns and all this good stuff in the brain. So when I'm walking along and actually not walking, feeling like I am caged in, and the walls of this cage are built by, tormenting from the past, and the door is the fear of the future, and I'm feeling stuck, God, kind of taps me on the shoulder and says, girlfriend, do you remember this verse? Do you remember this thing? It's in Psalm 139:5, and I'm going to read it to you from the Passion. You've gone into my future to prepare the way, and in kindness you follow behind me to spare me from the harm of my past. So right there, God is already saying, okay, I've got the future and I've got the past. Let's go, calm down, let's get back on track here. And literally he's saying, look, I've already dealt with the past. It's all that stuff is over. I've forgiven you. Wait. And he's going, I don't even remember what that stuff was because I forgave you. And he says, okay, so could we look at the future? Could we set our eyes on what's above and not what the past is? Because what's above, the things above, well, that's the future. That's not the past. Colossians 3:2, where it says, set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Well, earthly things are always the things that are right here, right now, right around us. And a lot of times those things are right around us are making us remember, and the enemy's using them to remind us of our past. You know, God has already planned your future and my future, and it is amazing and wonderful because He has plans for us that are good, and those plans He put together before the foundation of time, before you and I were even born, before the universe, any of this was together. He was like, yeah, let's do it this way, and let's let that person have this thing and do these things and experience this, and it will be great and awesome. And He already cleared the way for these things to happen if we and when we can get to walking in that path, in that road. And to get to that future and walk that path means choosing to believe God, choosing to believe He is who He says He is, and He's not out to hurt us. He's not out to get you. He's not out to trip you up. That would be the enemy, Satan. That would be what he does. He's really busy tripping us up, trying to, and asking us to look back and tormenting us with the past. But that doesn't mean we have to listen to him. Because life doesn't have to be about this constant battle of, well, I believe God. Well, I don't believe God. Well, I kind of believe God. Well, yeah, I believe God, but there's no but with God. There is only yes and amen. There's only go for it, and I'll do it with you. It's like, let me put it this way. So God has built this road for you to walk on, for you to travel, and He's put it down, and there's not really any potholes. You could go off to one side or the other. You really don't want to, but He's built it, and He's going here. This is the path, walk in it. And every step you take is the next step into the future if you're looking to the future, if you're looking to what God has for you, if you're following Him, basically having a relationship with Him. That's the easiest way to say it. And every step you take, because He is behind you, keeping you from harm from the past, and that's past, whether it's just the past or it's an attack coming from the past, whatever it is, there is to be no torment from the past. So every step you take, after you take that step, God puts down a roadblock. Have you ever seen a roadblock? I know you have. You've seen lots of roadblocks all over the place. It's a silly question, but it's kind of rhetorical. If you've seen a roadblock, you know that if it's behind you, you can turn around and you can look right through it. And if it's in front of you, you can look right through it. Either way, it's not a wall. It's just a block. That's it. It's just a road block. And it's kind of shaped like, if you know anything about building, you have sawhorses, and those horses are not real horses, but they're these four-legged things that you put a piece of wood on so you can cut it or do whatever with it. Well, that's what a roadblock is. You can see right through it. Well, God protects us from the past. He protects us from the harm from the past. But that doesn't mean you can't look back, just like Lot's wife looked back. Because the enemy wants you looking back all the time. He wants you thinking about the struggles and the pain in your past, and he keeps you focused on something that doesn't exist. Literally, it doesn't exist because God has forgiven and taken care of your past. So it doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is your memory of that past, your understanding and perception of that past. That's all that exists. And the enemy wants you focused and wants to torment you constantly with your past, whether it's something that you did that was not great, or maybe it's something you did that was just fine. And then, the enemy is notorious for coming in and saying, well, yeah, you did that and you said that, but they probably didn't take it the right way. That probably didn't happen like you remembered it. That was probably a bad thing and you just thought that it was a good thing. Oh, he is notorious for twisting anything good, even from the past, anything good. He will twist it until you will go, oh, you know what? I probably did do that wrong, and I probably shouldn't have said that, and oh my gosh, and I'm losing sleep over it, and this is so hard. And you start thinking, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why? Oh man, how do I go back and fix that? And in reality, maybe there was nothing wrong with it. Maybe it was just a very nice thing that you said or a very nice thing that you did that the enemy has come along and twisted it to torment you because he's just bored and he can't find anything else to torment you with. When I am tormented by these thoughts of, you didn't do it right and you can't make a living and you can't do this right and you can't do that right and it's never worked before, when I am tormented by those thoughts, I am not living in this moment of, oh, but I can do this and now I can do that and God has this plan in this future and he's called me to this. I know he has called me to do this. And yet, when my focus goes to or is pulled to, because I can tell you, I do not go there willingly. Normally, it's because I'm in the middle of and I'm working and then one little thought leads to another little thought, and then it's a spiral of, oh, here, let me fall down the rabbit hole of negativity and end of the world. And when I get to that place, when I realize I'm in that place, crawling back out is not simple, but it can be simple. It can be as easy as, no, I'm not listening to this. This is the past. It's not going to torment me. God has already taken care of my past. Even if there's nothing to be forgiven in your past, like I said, it's just the idea that the enemy twists things. It makes you think there's something there that was never there in the first place. But I'm repeating myself, so let me just continue. Because when you get to that point, when I get to that point, I realize that I am overwhelmed and tormented by, I haven't done it, I haven't gotten there, it's not going to happen. And that locks me into the past, I failed, the future, I'm going to fail. And that's not what God says. God says he dances over us with joy. God says he gives us a life abundant. None of that says, well, yeah, that's going to work out, but then this is going to be hard. But then that, but then there is no but with God. So when I'm standing there on that road that he created for me and I turn around because something behind me has caught my attention, some noise, some thought, some little thing, and I look back, I'm looking straight through that roadblock God already put there. And I'm looking and listening and going through these thoughts of the past, and God's like, what you looking at? I don't see anything. What are you looking at? Because, yeah, God has already protected me from the past. I don't have to go there. I don't have to turn around and see anything. It's more like, oh, yeah, there's nothing there. Let me go forward. Let me go forward in what God has given me, what God has given you, where you're going, what you're doing has been ordained, because as believers, we have a future and it's bright and it's basically rigged in your favor because God is on your side. He's for you. He's not against you. He's with you. He's not abandoned you. Letting go of your past and embracing and holding on to your future, those have to do with it. It's all about what you believe and who you believe. And there are times that what we believe does not help us because we've been taught things that are not true. You want to understand what it is that you believe, and sometimes, like I said, those beliefs are not helpful. They're limiting. you have to dissect those beliefs. You have to find out which beliefs are empowering you and are from God and which beliefs are limiting you. And this next video is going to walk you through an easy way to pinpoint limiting beliefs and empowering beliefs.